Hello guys, welcome again. We are going to play the weekly Crazyhouse arena today. It's been a couple of days since I streamed, and we had some commentary last streams on the Crazyhouse World Championship. But now it's time for me to play the tournament again, and most of the times on Tuesday I have time to play the weekly either or the monthly arena, as I have now. And it's going to be 5 minutes plus 0 increment. So far it seems like I'm one of the few higher rated players who are playing, but we'll see what happens as the tournament progresses. And first up we have Biolo. Let's go bishop g4. He decides to trade on c6. He could have tried pawn at a6 to attack these squares immediately, but probably is not that familiar with the idea. He's playing very quickly though. Let's just go bishop e7. I wanted to go rook b8 maybe, but he has played this bishop here, so no need for it. This is a bit of an annoying move. I guess I go knight e5 to take here with the queen, or just take here with the bishop. And then I'm ready to castle. If he takes on e7, because queen takes will be check. Yeah, he's taking on h4, but now I may have some stuff on the dark squares. For example, now I could play pawn at e3. He cannot really take it because the knight takes, and otherwise there's a spin on this pawn. Yeah, but this of course was possible. So I think I'll just castle and go rook e8 to harass e3. He can just take here now, but I'll try to win it back somehow. With the rook on e8, there's also the possibility to move the knight to f4. So he's defending e3 and also attacking g7, but I'll just put a bishop here. And if he blocks here, I can take. And also e3 is now under attack again. Okay, so now I'll go for knight f4 to break open the king or win the queen. Also have to speed up a bit because there's no increments. Okay, so take the piece, and now I'll go harass this knight, and also keep my ally on f3. Let's just take the pawn here. The knight has to move to cover the rook, and then I can go knight at c3, I think. He's just dropping the rook. And he wants to take my bishop, but I'll just put the bishop on the safe square and then take the rook. Or maybe just kick this knight back first, we'll see. And now I'll go for knight c3. The rook can be taken next move anyway, in 92 ideas. So basically he has to give up the queen or go queen e1, and then I can try for pawn e2. Okay, move the queen back. He can take knight takes d6, that's a bit sloppy maybe, but nice way to cover the knights, by the way. There was this. Now the knights are covering each other. Okay, queen g5. Should be really good. f7 is covered enough, so there's no knight takes f7. Queen takes knight h4. I guess I'll go for that first. And maybe if necessary I'll take the knight on d8. Maybe he goes king g3, yeah. Now I'll just pick up this knight and there's knight f5. Or knight e2. Winning the game, probably. Yeah, knight e2 now is his mating. Because the knight covers f3 and checks the king. Okay, first game in the bag. So hope you all are all doing fine wherever you are. Here in the Netherlands everything is alright. If you look at the circumstances. Alright, next game. Far gone. Let's go d5 here. Just develop normally and see how he develops. Bishop f4, I guess. If knight g6, the bishop can just drop back, and then I can maybe push for h4, h5. Oh, I'm tempted to take here now. Let's do that. And then e4 to open up the bishop and to go pawn f5. Winning a piece. And already black decides to resign, trusting my play here that I will win this game. There's not, of course I'm winning a piece here, but there's nothing lost just yet. It's still a lot to play for. But I guess the rating was intimidating or something like that. Alright, so there are some 2200 players playing now. Also a couple there. So bound to have a couple of tense games. Let's go bishop g5. Knight c3. f3. Bit risky maybe, but should be okay. Just develop the pieces. And also maybe develop this knight to this square. Let's go a3 to prevent knight b4. Okay, now he trades on e5, but I get a pawn to harass g7. So he might allow the bishop sacrifice, and then I have to prove that this is good with pawn at g5 or something. Or he just moves the rook and says, okay, I'll accept that this is going to be there for a while. One of the moves I can play next is knight here or here to arrest this one. And then I'm gaining some material and some tempi. Okay, so he's already saying I'm going to give up this knight. Okay, I'll take it. Take the bishop first and then I'll take the knight so I can take on d5. Maybe I could put in bishop at h6 first. Don't know what the difference will be. But I guess I'll just take here and then go here to take here. I'm giving him the option to go bishop f4 now, but then I'll probably just go pawn f4 and pawn g5. Bishop h6, I mean. Yeah, so now we have this. And next I can take dark squares and then put pawns on dark squares as well. Just keep harassing him. This is probably a good idea to get rid of this one. So I'll take, I guess, pawn g5. If he takes here, I can take the queen. Maybe. Maybe not. If he decides to go for this, I probably have to think for a while. Hey, cat ask. He's not going for it, so that's good. Okay, I'll just take the pieces then. And now it should be really good for me. Winning the queen. Entry squares here. Bishop at f6, knight at g4, for example. Just harassing this as well as threatening bishop at h6. Okay, I'll take. And now knight h5 coming, bishop e5. Yeah, I decided to resign. Maybe d takes e2. What I was saying, taking the knight was critical. To take on f1 next and get some mating positions, or at least some attack there. Alright, G Rogers. Let's berserk. Play knight f6, knight c6. d5. I think this is just hanging a pawn. Ah, he wants to go like this, okay. Take. Take. Looks okay for me. Maybe even knight d4 in between. Now just take on e f6 and then it should be completely fine. Let's keep up the pace. Bishop d6. I was thinking he's going knight h5, but I just go bishop or rook g8 should be fine. He could have taken on d5 there, but he decided not to. I'll just put the pieces on the board and then play with the advantage of a pawn, and we'll see. d4 now. Followed by d5, e5, e4. Would be nice to be able to get that. So bishop takes d6, I'll take on here on e3 first. Maybe take c3. And now I'm just taking some pieces. It's not a very quick attack, but there's still not much for him to do. Can even take here with the knight if queen takes c3, knight e2 wins the queen. And also knight f3 is now a threat, or even just knight e2 or knight at e2 rather, and then put something on a light square. Maybe this move isn't so useful. He decided to take on c3, but there's still threats now. I'll take like this. And now the second knight here to force my way into the king. He has to defend in some really weird way, and now queen h1 is made. Only way to defend basically is to put a piece on g2 or h1, and I'll just take that. And now knight h3 was threatening mate, or knight f3 I mean. And I'll just put one knight on h4, then the other square opens up, queen at g2 comes. This queen could also help, or is helping, by blocking e3. And then it's mates. Okay, so a couple of games ahead already, and now we have Arcia 50. Let's play d4 and d5, okay. Yeah, trading probably isn't the way to go. Even maybe d4 knight c6 is already dubious. Because you just get a passive position with black. Okay, now he's dropping a pawn, maybe that will help him to get some active pieces. Where to move the queen? Maybe pawn f7, knight g5 is also interesting. I'll just try that. Ah, he sacks the queen, that's no good I guess, because knight at d8 seemed like it was going to win on the spot. King g6, queen h5, or queen f7 I mean. King g5 forced, now h4, king has to move to h6, queen f4 back, queen takes g5, mate. Also knight f7, but he could play g5, so therefore queen g5 is always made in one, whatever he does. King here, or blocks. So therefore I went for pawn f7. Maybe objectively it wasn't the best move, but I felt like he might sack his queen on g5 to take my queen. And then I saw that that was going to be made. Luring your opponent into a move like that can be really powerful, because most of the times it's really hard to resist the idea like that. Right, turn on again. Let's play knight f3 and just g3. Yeah, my favorite system. Okay, and here e5 is an option, e6 is an option. I think e5 is most principled. He goes for it, I'll take. And I'll go bishop c3 I guess, to kick this knight out. Pawn c5 he can take, and I'll take here, he can sack on f2. Maybe not ideal. So I'll go pawn g5 to arrest this one. Then maybe just be brutal and take on d5. And if he attacks my queen, I'll just move back. And this pawn is a nice dagger in his position if he decides to castle king side. So he castles, he wants knight takes f3, obviously. So I have to castle I guess, or block. Castle knight e2. I don't think it hurts that much, so I'll just castle, and if knight e2 I'll have to go king here. I think h1 probably. Take with the knight to develop a piece. Yeah, I think I can go queen d1. He might sack on f3. But then I could play pawn d5, for example, if I don't trust trading all the pieces. Then pawn d5 is always an option to block off the bishop. He can take on g5 then, okay, but I take on c6. Okay, now I'll go pawn d5 anyway, since he castled here, and opening up this square will be nice for me, and if he takes, my knight comes in with tempo on the queen, also good for me. So yeah, he's trying to figure out what to do. Okay, he decides to give up the bishop. I think I'll go knight f5, because maybe bishop takes g3 is a bit annoying, and if now bishop takes g3, probably he won't play that because the queen is just hanging then. And now I can take this one if necessary. Can also play bishop at g4 first. Doesn't really matter, I guess. No, I'll just take. If rook takes, I'll figure out what to do. Thought maybe just bishop f4. Yeah, let's just go bishop f4. Take this one. Yeah, let's take. The knights are defending nicely so far, but I'm just trying to get in later somehow. Maybe something like knight d5. But he quickly sacks the queen back to go knight h4 maybe. But knight h4 is a bit of a problem because of queen g4. Alright, I'll just go bishop g3 for safety. Still no knight here because of bishop g4. If here there's jack, and if here there's the pin. So this is a nice defensive setup for at least a couple of next move, and I can try to arrest these ones. Or maybe knight b5 and be aggressive. Okay, he decides to go for it anyway. I'm fine. Now I think I'll go knight b5. Maybe running into pawn here is a bit annoying. Rook takes looks attractive, but don't know why. Okay, let's just go rook takes. Alright, put a bishop on d3 to cover e2 and attack f5 and maybe pawn a6 ideas. He covers. Let's just play a4, a5. These knights needs to be dislodged. And here I have some nice idea. If he takes, there's rook a8, maybe being good. Don't know for sure. Okay, he takes. I'll go rook a8. He blocks with the rook. Now knight takes a7, knight e7. Picks up heavy material. Pawn f6 probably is mates. Bishop c4, queen e7 to finish. Well, I should not have pre-moved that, by the way. That's a very risky pre-move. We could have taken f6 easily. But turned out okay. Alright, Young 1984. You're not really young then anymore. Maybe he's referencing to the person young. Coming with me at me with c4 d5. Classical chess style. Alright, we'll play some classical then. Let's go h5 now though. He responds with h4, okay, I'll go knight g4. I guess he goes knight f3. Alright, he does not. No, I think I have to take here. Knight takes g2. I think just knight f4 back. And then the bishop can join on h4. Let's put a bishop here though first. Want to take this knight if he goes to a square where it will be useful. And now I can take this piece as well. Okay, let's take. Knight at g3 seems strong. Because now rook f2 comes into play. There's this mating idea of rook f2, king e1 takes knight, knight at g2 mates. Also ideas of bishop g4. This bishop can still come in. Rook can join. Okay, so I'll go. I can execute the mate. Rook king e1 forced. And queen d2 would be the only move there to prevent knight at g2 being made. Alright, Papier Hans, strong player. Seen him improving every time I play against him, it seems. Let's play with c4 for fun. Approach this game a bit chess-like. Just push e4 maybe next. Okay, straight going in for the sacrifice. Okay, I'll take. Alright, I have to take, I guess. He's already punishing my play. Let's go pawn h7 in between. Probably I'm already lost here. I'm trying to do something cheap on g7, but he can just play bishop at g7 if he feels like he needs safety. But maybe there's even takes being very good. Right, to go pawn g7. This might be a mistake, queen takes d5. I have to hold control, I think. Yes, because I want to promote the knight with check. Rook g7 takes, bishop takes h6, takes. And then I'll have to take the queen first, I guess, and then go rook g7. Maybe he shouldn't have pre-moved taking back. So yeah, I take. He cannot take. That will lead to mate with pawn g5. So he has to run to f6. Let's see what to do then. I think knight d7 is the best one. King f6, knight d7, and if the king runs to e6, I take the rook with check. King e5, king f5, queen f4. Okay, so this is the good move. If king f5, queen f4 forces the king to e6. Now I can take the pieces with check. Alright, let's see. Rook takes, rook d7, rook takes d5 should be really strong. Cutting off a defender. And now e4. Now we should be rolling towards mate. The knight d7. If the king moves back, queen d5, king b5, a4, and queen b5 to finish. Alright, happy to take that checkmating sequence there because I think he was better somewhere in that game. Alright, VA card. Let's berserk another game. Play knight of 6. Alright, let's play d5 for a change. Let's just take back. And now I can play knight e4, of course, but basically the idea of this knight of 6 is that you're going to sack it for the e-pawn. Oh, he immediately wants to sack back. Okay, I'm fine with that. I'll trade queens as well, I guess. And now we just develop somehow. Could go knight h4 as well. Oh, knight h4, queen a4. So knight c6 first. I saw queen e4 first. I mean like this. But then I can just block, but queen a4 was also winning the knight on h4. Okay, now I guess queen e5 maybe. Or just bishop d6. Queen e5 is also possible, next move maybe. Okay, not anymore. Now I'll just go pawn h3. Bishop e6 maybe to kick this one. Interesting position. A lot can happen here. Basically because we both have a queen in hand that we have to play just yet. You don't want to give up your ideas too quickly. So if knight f4, I intend to take and go knight d5 myself. Covering c7 as well as harassing the bishop. So he puts another bishop on. So now he can take c7. But then maybe I have something like queen h1 or bishop h3. Some annoying move to think about for him. So he's not taking c7 just yet. Now I'll arrest f3. Maybe to go e3 in the future. Also maybe to go knight at f3. Okay, so he goes knight d4. I guess I'll trade and go knight f3. I think this bishop and knight are defending my king sufficiently, so not much worries there. They're covering a lot of key squares around the king. Oh, queen a1 and knight e2 looks interesting. And then I can maybe just take b2 pawn, or depends a bit on what the response is. There's also bishop c3 here maybe. I think I'll just go for knight e2 and queen takes b2. So I'm also running a bit, I'm running under a minute, so I need to create a position where I can mate quickly. Yeah, now bishop c3. Looks good. Let's find the good queen takes here. Okay, that seems to be the best continuation. And now bishop c3, forcing knight takes, and then queen takes c3 is mate. He should have blocked with the queen. Maybe that was better. All right, next game. I notice it's not showing. I'm streaming, so I'll just type that. Lately, it seems like sometimes it's not showing that all the streamers in the tournament. All right, let's make a move. d5. Maybe you can catch some stream snipers. I almost feel like going something like b5 here. We just pawn at d3. Or bishop e6 maybe. Alright, let's try bishop e6. Let's see if he wants to go knight g5. Then I go pawn d3. Because if he takes e6, then it should be completely fine for me. Okay, funny stuff. I'll go knight f6. Trying to solve this a bit creatively. It might come back to haunt me. Yeah, this is already not looking so comfortable anymore. for black. Okay, bishop at b5. I think pawn d5 was stronger. No, it's coming with pawn d5 now anyway. I guess take and take. And I just push the queen back and hope to get some development. Or this bishop something can get on a good line. Wow, sacking the queen here. That's nice. I guess he wants knight e5, but I'm just going to take that and then take my pieces back. He will not have it. Wow. Might be too good to be true that queen takes b5 is good. I have to go for queen takes b5. And knight c2. So pawn e2, I guess. Yeah, now at least I can take the go bishop a4 and take b5. I think I'll just go for this because I'm running low on time. Maybe bishop at d1 is also good. He goes with the queen, okay. I'll go queen c5 first. Then take the queen and take e5 maybe. Okay, I'll take b5 then. Bishop at d7 I just take. Knight b4 is going to be made in 2. Queen at d3 or c2 doesn't, because the bishop is covering. Okay, fun game. Well played. Interesting opening. Maybe he was just thinking he was playing chess and then went with it. But either way, it was a nice opening. Alright, so 43 points after the 45 minutes of play. Don't know if I will play the whole tournament, but for now we're having fun, having some good games. And that's what counts. Alright, knight c6. And e5, bishop c5, or bishop e7. I think I'll play bishop e7. And it's basically the last chance to sack on f7 now. Okay, now I'll play d5. He's playing a bit. And d3 and c3 are useful moves, but he's playing them before he's developed these pieces. So normally I'd say first develop those. Usually when the queen is here, there's a knight fork coming on f6, but the bishop is now on e7, so there was no pawn at h6 and knight at f6 ideas. Alright, I'll trade and go bishop g4. Arrest these and maybe e4. Some queen trades if it's favorable. Okay, this allows pawn at d5, I think. Winning this one. And then there's takes. And I'll trade queens and take f3, I was about to say. Okay, let's move back. And now he's used all his pawns, so now I can just pile up on f3 or d3 even. Just go here. If he goes knight d2, I just take this pawn. And there's just a lot of pressure, and there's it's hard for him to get away from it, since he has no material to work with. Just take everything. Go knight here. If he takes, then I'll just go knight h3. I think I'm about to sack the queen twice. Oh, this is a trade, so it's not a queen sacrifice. Now I'll go queen here to pick up this bishop with check. If the king moves back, there's the classic knight h3 and bishop at g2 mate. And if the king moves up, rook at g2 is mate. So yeah, the queen sacrifice may not be necessary to play it like that, but I spotted this idea and thought it was fancy to show you. Okay, so knight h3, kicking the king back. Note that I could also finish here with rook at g1 takes and knight takes f2. The smothered mate idea. But already enough gallery play that game. Right, it's Coco fast. Let's play e4. So he takes the pawn back. There's also some possibility to go e6 and try to sack the pawn for development. But taking the pawn is also an option. I don't know about bishop at g4. Because now you have some annoying pressure on f7, on g4, on d7 and on c6 by just this one knight. For example, bishop at d7 played. Okay, I was just about to say, if bishop at d7 to cover some of those threats, I take on f7. If you take back, knight e5 opens up the bishop. So in the worst case scenario, I can just take back my material and then the king is on f6 in this case. There might even be a mating idea here. But I think it's just fine to take the piece first. And now still this knight can be taken. There's threats on these squares with pawns. So already it might be forced loss already. Without my last move being a check. And that's sometimes you don't need to check to get a very forcing position. Sometimes it's better to just take the material. I could have spent like 2 minutes here to figure out what the mate is, but just taking the material, and now I can figure out the mate as well, or even just take this knight. But I think I'll start with bishop here. Not putting it here because now I give him the option to block and then I can just take another piece. Okay, so the queen has to stay on d4 or on d7 on g4, except if I get the queen trades on d4. But I think I'll just go d4 here, because if he trades queens, I get the option to take this knight with check, extra material, and if he moves back, there's almost a checkmate already. Yeah, king c5, for example, pawn at c, king d6, pawn at c5, king d6, bishop at e6, cuts off the escape. It also works the other way around, king e6, bishop e6, king d7, king d6, pawn c5. I mess up my square sums, but I hope you get the idea there. So basically he has to take, and then I can just take back, take the knights, and play probably a very quick checkmate next. Let's not overthink this and just play. King a4, queen b3, block, take, king c5, knight d7. Alright. So 53 points after 50 minutes of play. So far so good. Alright, Crazy guy. Let's play a 5-minute game. Okay, he's going for bishop f5, e6, d5 setup. Really solid setup. You have to watch out with the move f6 in some lines. Just go h3 and see if he wants to go f6. No, he doesn't want to. Okay, he knows what he's doing. Hey, thanks for the follow, Nicholas Chess. So now I have to decide what to do next. He's played a very sensible setup, not allowed any tricks in the opening. So I think I'll take on g6 and see how he takes back. And if he takes back with the knight, I think I'll just go bishop at g5. Because I want to make him play f6 actually, because it weakens the light squares a bit. Okay, takes back with the pawn. I think I'll still go bishop at g5. I like the bishops covering each other. Maybe if he blocks an f6 I can go to f4 to trade this one. Yeah, let's go with that idea. He can take with the rook if he wants. He doesn't want to. Wasn't some option. Okay, now I'll take on d5, I think. Not trading on d6 first. That's important because now I can take it with check, and if I trade on d6 first, there was a bishop on f7 or e6. And that would just help his position, and now I can try to get in on the dark squares before he has diagonals to defend with. Just closing my window. Some people playing loud music outside. Knight takes d4, alright. He wants to pressure e2 basically. I think I'll just go pawn e6 and leave this pawn here for now. Alright, I have to take. Maybe this was a mistake. We'll see what happens. Because d5 is hanging, and that's going to be nasty. But maybe I get him to take with the queen. Okay, he doesn't bite. Alright, I'll go pawn h6, I guess. Maybe bishop f3. G5 is also hanging. Lots of problems. I go pawn h6 first. If knight f5, then at least the bishop is no longer hanging. Knight takes c2, I can even think about sacrificing. I think sacrificing the queen, it's really close to mate already. I at least have some move where like knight e6, if takes, knight e6, winning the queen back. But probably he has knight f3 then, so guess not. Okay, let's take the queen and go bishop c3. Take the knight, I mean. Bishop c3, winning the queen. Back. And there's the mating threat of queen g8. Takes knight f7. So unless I'm missing some crazy sequence here, I think this should be fine for white. But he has a lot of material, so there might be something here for black as well. Okay, he's covering. He missed the mating mating idea. Some sort of smothered mate actually, with the pawn on h6 covering the g7 square. Alright, fun game again. So Biolo, my first opponent, on second place. Good for him. And we have I am Cuban. Alright. Russian international master, let's see. Let's play bishop g4. Let's go e6 and bishop b4. I think just castle here. He's playing quickly, so I need to match his pace somehow. Let's just move the bishop back. Preserve pieces for now, because I think he's somewhat misplacing his pieces. I'll go back to e7 actually. Okay, so he's ready to push c4. So I'll just go bishop e4 and bishop takes f3 if he allows it. It's okay. And I think I'll take on c4 and go e5. There is some pawn at d6 here, but I think knight b6 is fine, since the rook is hanging. And if takes on the e5, I'll take the rook. Should be okay, I think. Queen trade, just take. And the bishop is covering g7 for now, so not really problematic. So I have some move like knight d2 here. Attacking f3. He might play queen at g4 then. Could also and then probably rook at d1. Or first rook at d1. Right, let's try first rook at d1. Well, it's not actually doing anything. Feels like this is just a brain fart. Wow, that's a really big blunder. What is rook at d1? Nothing. We even have a very hard time to defend against the mate here. Right, I'll trade rooks. Guess maybe queen f5 holds something. But yeah, this is just a really stupid blunder by me. I totally missed this knight covering here. Queen e7. He's just winning lots of material with e4. That should be more than enough. Okay, goes rook. Still good. I just run. And he finds mate. Alright, well done. Yeah, I should have just defended the threats on my dark squares there. And then maybe I was fine. Or at least I think I was fine. I had all the material and he had nothing in hand. But I just gave him takes f6 for free. That's a really stupid blunder. But alright, it can happen. Let's see if he's playing. Oh yeah, he's playing more games. Good to see. Alright, so we have to start over with the streak. Let's go knight f6 and e5. So, okay. You have to go knight g5 first, because now bishop g4 is the pin. I might have allowed like queen g3 now, but okay, he doesn't go for it. Let's attack this bishop. Because I don't want him piling up on f7. He could sack now, and then my knight is a bit out of place. Okay, and I'll just go c6, d5, I think. Maybe bishop e6. It's also useful to attack h3 and also blocking off this bishop. Okay, so he trades some pieces. Alright, to go d5. Well, you can take d4, and I'll take c4 then. If e5, can I'll also just take c4. So yeah, this is taking. And now if he takes back, he's not really covering the knight because I can just take it and knight e2. So he correctly decides to move the knight. I think I'll just go bishop e6 here. He can take and then go pawn f5, but then I can even think about pushing the bishop back. But I don't like to allow knight at f5 again. He can sack on g7 also. That's going to be something to figure out how to deal with. Probably just bishop h6 maybe. I don't know yet. Or just take. Take and rook g8 or something. Okay, now I'll take definitely. And go bishop h6. I just don't want him to go knight h6. Cost me some material, but looks sort of safe now for me. Alright, let's go bishop c5. I expect him to go rook at g3, but that's okay because I want to use this square on g3 to enter his game. And therefore this pin. So next move, if he doesn't play rook at g4, g3 or cover g3, I want to go pawn at g3. So he covers d3 or g3. My knight is hanging. Okay, so bishop d4. And now he can take and block on e3, for example. But then I can just take the pawn on b2 and knight c3 opens up and I get some possibilities. I can also sacrifice on e3 if he tries this. Ah, he's found a nice move. If I take rook h8 is mate, so I cannot take. I'll take this one then. And there might be some problems with this because of bishop takes f2. If knight takes f8. So he might have to go just go back. Okay, he takes this one with check. Maybe I should block on g6 here actually, to prevent him playing for pawn at g6. Yeah, so knight e5 here. Just take. Pawn e6, then I have to figure out what to do. Maybe just move aside. Take the queen, takes. It's probably too risky. So queen g7, I guess. Pawn here. King h7. Oh. And then rook g8. I think I can take the queen. Rook g8. Take queen. Take it. Take my queen. Take back. There might be some queen at g8, but he has no pawns or diagonals, so should be okay for me. So yeah, this is looking good for black, I feel. Yeah, right, so now knight f4, obviously. Or obviously maybe there's a better move, but this just feels so natural. Can pick this up if necessary. And also attacking g2 with queen e4, bishop d5, something like that. This is looking like a... This is basically a no-brainer. Okay, so he sacks the knight. And what does he want? He's probably just trying to defend something there. Okay, so I'll go bishop f3. Now I'm threatening sort of some cheeky checkmate with knight e2. At least I felt. Knight e2. He's taken this one, so... Maybe knight h3 then. King here, then I can take this one with check, and now it's all over. Queen h5 to finish. Queen takes, and now queen h2 if bishop takes, and if king took, queen h5. Not allowing the king to go somewhere to g3 and take f3 and then make me work for it. Just taking a few seconds there to figure out the forcing mate in less moves. Alright, so anti-suicides. Okay, he got me last time. I think he even... Yeah, I was playing the monthly last week on Tuesday. Which of course occurs once per month instead of the weekly. And I was on some really strong, long streak. Don't even remember how many games, but it was crazy. and then he ended my streak. I think I'm walking in some sort of trap preparation here. Let's see. Variation does not look good for me. If I go here, he just sacks his knights very forcefully as well. What about queen f6? Probably also a knight sacrifice. But let's go queen f6. Okay, so he's sort of backing down a bit. Not a really aggressive attacking move, which I did expect to play him somehow. Okay, let's go here and bishop h5, I guess. Maybe I've allowed knight takes g7 now. Bishop here takes, no good. So I have to cover. So I'll go bishop f4. And maybe h5 next, to give the king some breathing space. I'm guessing he might attack this one. But then maybe I can take here. Because now queen is made for me. So take. Looks sort of okay. Okay, I'll take. Let's see what he does. Knight takes. Guess pawn takes. And I have queen g6 maybe. Or I have at least have queen b6, queen g6. He can also take with the queen, but he's not going to. Okay, so queen g6 feels like the correct move here. Because most likely he will block something. So if you trade, I can take here, and then your king is a bit open. And my king is also not so safe, but at least not for being checkmated in one move. Alright, nice idea. Queen takes. Maybe knight e2 first. Don't know. Interesting position. Because now there might be some idea if he goes king h1, so I allow him to make the mistake. If it is a mistake at all. So yeah. Guess taking on here on g3 may help his position also a bit, but so if you take with the pawn, there's probably bishop at g1 being strong. If you take with the bishop, then the bishop is no longer attacking f6, so that's also not favorable. And we both have to calculate every move again. What does a queen trade do here? So interesting stuff. Okay, so he decides to take with the pawn. He's no fear for bishop here. Okay, I'll go for it then. Because with the knight on g1, there's even knight f1 maybe being strong here, but now there's queen takes g4 is a large threat in this position. And if queen takes g6, I probably have knight takes f3. Winning, yeah, guess. Yeah, knight takes f3 looks just really convincing if he trades queens. So I guess blocking on g5 is coming to avoid queen trade, but then maybe knight f1. So a lot of stuff to work out for him. Okay, he goes bishop here to prevent stuff, but I'll just trade queens anyways. If you take with this one, I go rook h3 to lure the bishop away. If you take the knight, queen e1 and knight e2 is made. Or at least close. He can play bishop f1 here. But then rook h1. And now knight e2. Alright, fun game again. Some calculation was needed there from both our sides. So it was good we didn't berserk. Added to the quality of the game there. Alright, so this IM is... oh, he's not playing... he's only played me above 2000. He's coming on to the top. And 20 points ahead. And we have the number 2, Papier Hans. Let's play e4. Let's play bishop b5 again. Yeah, okay. Castle. You can sack here, but then d4 is nice. d4 now anyway. Maybe you should not take this. Okay, and I'll just move back. Go pawn g2, I think. And just say, okay, I've won a piece against 2 pawns. And your development is looking a bit sketchy. So I'll try to use that. Okay. Maybe you should have attacked this one immediately. Because now there may be pawn at g6 ideas. As well as some knight takes c7 followed by knight d5 again. Then opening up the dark squares around the king. Okay, so he takes there. He puts the pawn there, I mean. So now I go knight takes c7 to pursue this idea of keeping the king in the center. So pawn here. Next pawn on e7. Okay, so he decides he wants to really castle. But now I get some nice material advantage as well as good play. Knight g5 is actually interesting. It's almost winning the queen by force. So let's say queen f6 here, and I go pawn h7, I take the rook, and rook at g8 is really strong then. So yeah, I guess you have to cover h7 somehow. Or prevent rook trade, also possible, of course. Yeah, just take. Of course, just take, and then go pawn h6, and now try to attack and create a position where the queen will be made. Now it's made on h8, so he has to take on g7, I think. Okay, king h7, good idea. Alright, let's renew the mating thread. Queen h8 now. And it's funny, if you take g7, queen h8 is also mate. Because then he takes with the king and I take on g7. King here or here doesn't matter, knight f6 is mate. So he cannot take on g7. So yeah, what to do here? Now I can promote to knight. Double check. If king h7, knight f6 wins the game. If king up, probably f4. Followed by queen g5. Alright. Happy to beat him quite easily this game, because it's just a really strong player. Struggled against him before. Alright, let's berserk another against Coco Vaz. Going for c5, okay. Usually going for c5 so early is not to be recommended, because you leave c7 a bit well, weak. And as you can see now, c7 is already undefendable, because the knight on b8 can no longer go to a6. And actually knight takes this knight takes c7 is a mate in two threads. Because you have to sack the queen, then this knight takes, and together with the queen it wins the game. I think pawn here wins most quickly. If knight takes them, then pawn d6. Wow, that was, I don't know what I'm doing. Just take the queen. Hey, okay. But still, this position is pretty good for white. But I just messed up the mating sequence. Let's put pawn here. Go bishop here. He's holding on for dear life. Maybe he has bishop a5 actually. Okay, bishop b4. But still, with bishop a5, there was even something like queen d2 maybe. I don't know. I'm just playing a bit unfocused this game. But it seems like I get away with it. Okay, so I'll take. If you take the bishop, bishop d6 wins the knight back. And next there's more. Queen d4, I guess. Let's see, this is mate. Alright. I'm back on track. So this international master still winning everything. And we get Biolo again. Hey, thanks for the follow. Sasha Torre. Hope you're doing alright. Thanks for following the stream. Let's go knight c3. Bishop g5. Just pile up on this knight. Pin this one, so d4. Whoa, d4 is no longer under attack. And I can just take and put this knight on this nice square e5. Not taking on f7 just yet, just castling. And I'll take when it's interesting. Which I think now maybe, actually. His bishop is removed from the defense, so it might lead to some chances. His bishop is on the other hand is on the attack, so. But that knight at g4 defends f2 as well. Okay, so yeah, something like. Yeah, this looks interesting. Because if you take, there's pawn at g6. Okay, I'll take. He sort of prevented pawn at g6 now, but I can take this one. And now the knight is doing a really good defensive job. Pawn g3, king h1. And then the knight is covering important squares. He has found a nice idea. He has queen h4 here, but I just go king h2. So let's see. Yeah, pawn g6 seems like a good idea first, because he cannot really take it, because then knight e5 covers his retreat. Now I can think I'll just take the rook. Queen h4 is still on. The idea behind queen h4 is that knight f5 is really strong. If I take it, but I can just run back like I did now. f2 is covered sufficiently. Okay, let's sort of pin the knight to checkmating idea of rook g8 now. Rook g8, he gave up a knight, so it's even easier now. There you see the pin going to it. Sashitori asking if I play this weekly arena every week. Yeah, close. Usually I have time on Tuesday evening to play the arena. Either the weekly or the monthly arena, both on Tuesday. But sometimes it's not possible for me. But Tuesday is a good day for me, so most of the evenings I am able to stream on Tuesday. Hey, thanks for the follow. Bells is up 40. Alright, anti-suicide again. Let's not go to another e4, e5 against him. He seems like really well prepared in that. Let's go queen d8 back. I'm gonna put the pawn on d4 immediately. So if bishop g4, he goes knight d5. So I think I'll just go e6. If knight c6, he goes pawn b5, I guess, but then I'll just reroute the knight like this. Alright, I cover. Nice original opening play. I liked the Session saying he likes to play Crazyhouse. Because there's less chance to meeting a cheater. That could be true. Crazyhouse still is you're able to cheat in every game, I guess. But yeah, good question. It's kind of Fox. Are you frequently harassed by cheaters, or it's just a general feeling? I think I have to go queen e4 now. If bishop e2, knight f4 is really strong, and if queen e2, I think I'll take here. And then this is a sort of awkward setup, and he can take my bishop, but then maybe I can make use of the fact that his pieces are a bit misplaced. Because there's, for example, queen takes b2 and knight at c2. I think I'll go for that. Picking up the rook and his king on d1 being a bit awkward. This knight on b2 seems like it's defending the king, but actually it's in the way of the king. Yeah, now rook b1 wins the queen. Because he only can block with the queen. And yeah, then I just go rook b1 because queen c1 is forced, and now bishop at b3 is possible. It looks okay, I'll go for this. Because he has to take, still no blocker. Now I take the queen, then I take the piece. But there might not be a mate here. But I guess queen c1 and bishop c2 is strong. I also have another pawn to play with. Ah, yeah, okay. Queen c1, bishop b1, king takes, queen c2, knight d5. King a5, pawn at b6, takes, and the rook and the pawn mates. Yeah, thanks, Cataphorux. Happy with that queen sack on b2. Just realizing queen e2 and bishop f1 in the way of the king getting to safety. Yeah, thanks, Sashitore. Alright. Never heard of this player. We'll see. Always good to see new names. Let's go for bishop g4. It's a bit dangerous to play like this in these lines, but as soon as he plays sort of passive, this looks okay. I think I'll take on d2, and then there's this knight h3 trick. If you take knight f3, forks king and forks king and queen. And I'll take the bishop, and now I can start to put my pieces back up on the boards, harassing his queen. And looks okay for black. Maybe I'll take f4, don't really know. Could also go knight d4 in some stages. I think I'll just go for safety first, to put a bishop here to prevent knight h5. And then maybe move this knight to d4, try to attack on these squares. It's also a bit, seems, it's also a bit of a waiting game actually. Waiting for your opponent to make a move. And also h4, knight g3. My idea is to open the h file. So he's blocking off my queen immediately. Clever idea. Alright, I can take once and then ignore basically. So if pawn g7, rook g8. So I think I'll just go h4 and see what he does. I goes knight there, okay. I'll go here then. The pawn is pinned, but the bishop is also covering e4, so he cannot take. Well, he can of course, but then I can take back, and knight c5, king c8 seems okay for me. So he's putting up some more pins. Good move. Have to figure out what to do. A lot of moves have a downside here. I think I'll go for bishop f5. Alright, just pile up on f5. Well played by my opponent so far. He has the upper hand here. Maybe I should have just taken f6 when I had the chance. And he's now up 3 minutes, so he has a lot of time to figure out a good plan here. Okay, so he takes. I'll go a6, I guess. Ooh, a6 probably a blunder. Yeah, I'm just losing. And knight a5, and he can sack his queen here to win the game. And then the pawn on f6 prevents my retreat. Well played. Let's not pre-move king d7, maybe he doesn't play correctly. Okay, let's try this. Might be some chances here. Low on time though, so tough to play like this. At least it's a sort of pre-movable. Wow, he just allowed this. Rook takes f2 was forced, but okay, lucky me. Wow, yeah, this international master, just winning everything. Still feel like I should have won this game, but it was just careless blunder. But I guess we'll face him again soon. A lot of players playing a couple of games, but there are also some who play more. Good to see that. Alright, Biolo. Playing d6, e6. And he has an idea to bring the knight to g6. Okay. Took some time though. But yeah, maybe I've misplayed this already, because he has some idea of going after the light square. So I'll go pawn f5, basically saying, okay, let's stop your light square attack. Let's sack here. If you take with the queen, I could take the knight now as well, but I'll just go bishop b3 first. See where he moves. Let's say if he moves to f8, knight takes h4 is really strong. Because now if queen here, knight here. And basically if pawn here, still knight here. So I guess that's the downside of moving the knight so often in the opening. Let's go pawn f7 first, because if he sacks the queen, that only helps me. Alright, there we go. Okay, so 89 points, and then next has around 50, 51. I guess we play one of those guys next. The international master is also human. Lost the game. Alright, G. Rogers again. Let's go knight c6. Let's play some old bishop b4 stuff. So there are a couple of lines here. You can go bishop d2 to unpin. You can try to take, then go knight g5, and you can castle, give up the knight basically. That's some of your choices. So he castles. Now there's a lot of forcing lines if I take on c3, but I'll go there and see what happens. Because you have to take and you have to go bishop at g5 or bishop g5, yeah. pawn here. Not really sure. I think most of the lines are really bad for black, but you have to know them all with white. So I don't go into these lines very often, but sometimes I like to live dangerously, you could say. Okay, so take. Maybe queen at d7 is the move here. I'll try that. Queen d7, bishop takes. Looks sort of okay. It makes taking here a bit less forceful, and he can try something like going after this one. Okay, he played really quickly rook d1. Don't know if rook d1 was best. But this is just really hard here to find out what's best. And unless, of course, you've studied these positions with the help of computer or just analyzed them, played them really over and over and over again. Then you know what to do. But there's after 10 moves there are so many options. I have to take with pawn. Did I have to take actually? I think maybe knight e2 is more accurate. So I can take on g2. I think b takes c6 is a bit of an auto move, a reaction. Yeah, so now he has the time to play this. Okay, so knight f4 now. Threatening knight takes h3. And I guess he's going to defend with the queen. Maybe queen g4. Then probably I'll go something like bishop f5 or because this knight is sort of covered. If you take it, there's knight e2, picking up the queen again if you try to take this knight with the queen. So that's useful. Also still this bishop is up for the taking, but not interested in it just yet. Wow, this is just losing on the spot, I feel. You have to take, otherwise I take your queen, and that's going to be good. If you don't, just knight e2 picks up the queen after bishop at e2. And once I win the queen, the game is over. Because there's probably forced mate following up. Yeah, there is. So takes, knight e2, go, bishop g2, take. King is on g2. How we're going to see this line, I guess. Not. Okay, so here, bishop g2, you take. And then I have bishop at f3. King has to take on f3 and queen e4. Mates, covers. A lot of arrows, but I hope you can follow that. So therefore, my opponent also saw it and he resigned. Alright, next game. Got lucky against this guy last game. So let's just use the form for 5 minutes. He's a pirate. So let's see. And d4. Let's play b6. Developing the bishop tp7. Okay, he's going for a quick e4. Usually that's a good idea against a bit of slower setup. Okay, let's go c5. Trade. I think he wants to push all the way with h6. Might even go g6 here. Let's just go g6. Maybe it's a bit thinking a bit too easy, I guess. Okay, let's take with the knight to prevent pawn at c6. I have to go f6 somehow. So I have to remove this knight, then I have to go f6 and king at f7. And then I will be safe. And for now, there's not much going on. He needs to force a rook basically to make me on h8. But it's hard for him to get that now, but he could try to get into a position where a rook is easily obtainable. I also have the idea of just going bishop g5, take and take. Alright, so he'll go knight b4 to attack a2. Maybe trade this one. Yeah, I was thinking he would go maybe knight c3, and now I'll arrest the knight. Yeah, this favors me, I feel like. His king gets in the open. And the knight can maybe jump to c3, winning the queen. You can already force knight c3 indeed. Guess bishop a3, a5 looks good. I think just bishop here. Still I need to keep a rook at bay, but he can now try to force it, but then I will have checkmate quicker. So for example, if knight takes c4, I take the knight, and then if bishop c6, I cannot prevent losing one of these rooks, but I've made an attack. Let's go bishop d5. I need 2 more pawns to mate. And now I can go a4. And that's really forcing the issue. Opening up the rook's file. So he steps out of it. But now queen a2, queen a1 ideas. Can actually end this with the queen sacrifice. Bishop c3, cutting off the king's escape to d1 or d2. If he could have played king c1, knight b1, but then there's still this. So rook a1 to finish. Hey, thanks for the follow, that is Zeus. Hi, hope you're doing alright. Good to have you watching. Alright, so 40 points ahead. Should be enough. Would like to play the International Master again. Alright, Papier Hans again. Let's go d4. I place this. I used to play knight takes f3 and d5. Sort of a crazy line, but a few days ago Legion Destroyer just crushed me in that line. So I'm reluctant to play it, at least for a couple of games. I think just bishop c4, arrest this. Okay, now pawn here, I guess. Okay, g5 is hanging now, so I guess h4 is okay. Or queen d2 actually. Let's go queen d2, so maybe a castle. Now maybe a castle this way actually. I think I'll castle here. I missed that. Good move. I guess I'll sack the queen then. Because he only has a pawn and a queen, so pawn d7 I think is a mistake. You should not allow this. Because now the rook on the back rank will really hurt. Yeah, and now you have to block with the queen on f8, and I just take the queen. And now I force checkmate. Yeah, boxing in his own king there. Not finding the right defense. I think just bishop takes e3 instead of knight takes e3 to win the queen immediately was way better. Giving me the knight in hand gave me a lot of possibilities. And then he failed to realize that knight at f6 wasn't really a threat because his g-file gets open. But alright, happy to take the win. Okay, let's take and go e3. I cannot take this, of course, because there's the pin. Now it's unpinned, so now he has to take there indeed. And now he has a nice bishop on e4. And he starts to harass f3 even further. So I think I'll go knight f4 here. Covers h3, and if there are some nasty checks there, and I can maybe take just back with the pawn actually. Let's take once with the bishop. Now take with the pawn. Queen takes f4. He lacks one diagonal piece to mate me there. Oh, he doesn't, by the way. He has knight h3. Wow, that's a mistake. Takes knight h3. Bishop g2. Just loses. Okay, I'll have to accept the fact that I lost a piece here. The tournament link. Alright, I'll share that with you. Here you go. Alright, let's go h4. We need to kick the queen off this g file. If he goes queen g6, I have knight f4 covering some squares, and then maybe I can survive. If the king moves not covering c7, I can maybe even take that one. Okay, but this happens. Okay, so rook b1. I just have to play quickly and hope he gives the material back somehow. Knight f6 is a good move. Okay, just keep speed. And hope it helps, but he's playing it correct moves, attacking me. So I'll go try pawn f4 next. Okay, pawn h4, because the bishop was on prise. But he can take and go knight g5. You need 20 games of Crazyhouse to join the tournament. So if you don't have them, then you have to go to Lydia's starting page and then start to play some Crazyhouse. And if you have 20 rated games, you can join Crazyhouse tournaments. Tough position. You can take here and take here. Bishop h2, king here. Blech. Looks risky, but at least it's creating a messy position where with 25 seconds I might have a fluke somehow, lucking out of this game. Okay, let's just take that back. Okay, take everything. Now he has a rook for h1, that's gonna hurt. But I'll just go for this. Rook h1, I cannot take that, of course. I have to go king f2 and block on g2. Wow, what is this? I'll take. The queen is now away from the defense, so I guess that's helping. I have to block with the pawn, I guess. Knight h3. King here, block on f2. Hey, thanks for the follow. Chess is the best game. Yeah, so this is happening. I have a mate in one threat, so if rook takes, I'll take with the queen, and then still have threats of mate. But I need to play it very quickly, of course. Let's see what he comes up with. Maybe he tries to check me a couple of times. Would be a good tactic. He has a lot of checks. Okay, so this is good. Now I've made in a couple of moves. There we go. Yeah, you have to click join, but here you can see that you need 20 rated Crazyhouse games, and don't know if you have them. No, you have played 0 Crazyhouse games, so you cannot join the tournament just yet. You need to play Crazyhouse games. That's a lead chess rule. Alright, so we have the international master again. And we have white this game. Alright, he wants to sack. That's okay, let's go bishop here. See if he goes if he opens up with g5. Then I'll go knight takes d5. I think I'll go knight takes d5 now. Maybe this is too risky. Yes, okay, pawn here. I think I can go here. Oh, again, I cannot. I made a mistake. He has takes and knight at e3. But okay, I take this pawn. And I have knight at g6 at least. I think I can just safely take the queen here. And there's no mate. Yeah, I do know chess is the best game. That's Crazyhouse, and I'm actually higher rated than the international master. And also he berserked me first, so it's not that gutsy as you make it seem. Maybe there are some how do you call it? There are some circumstances, but yeah, he is quick, so. But now he's having trouble. Okay, I have to take, otherwise mate. This just looks like a desperado attempt that we have to deal with in a proper manner. Right, I'll go here. If knight e3, I just chase the knight, and if pawn here, and just step aside. I think I'll take the knight and just run. And now I can just run on the dark squares. Okay, queen here. There's no bishop, so queen here is pretty safe. Can take c7 maybe. And now there's no blocker left, so he has to play his bishops. And now rook at e7 was going to be made. Okay, happy to beat him after he beat me first time. Hey, thanks for the follow, manmay20. Alright, it's Papier Hans again. Is the way to win at Crazyhouse to check until you mate? Sometimes it is. But you need in the previous game I had close to infinite material because he just sacrificed everything. But hey, Menmei, welcome. But sometimes it doesn't work. Just sacrifice every piece. You need some sort of attack. Yeah, indeed, what entire sleeve says. Sometimes it's better to not check the king, but just cut off squares around him. So for example, if I just put a pawn here on h2, he can just take it, and it's just another pawn gone. Hey manmate 20. Okay, so I'll take this. Okay, knight g4, knight f3 wins the queen. And the g5 is also, the g5 bishop is still hanging because queen g2 is mate in 1. Okay, so I'll take the bishop now. No mate yet, but very promising position. I think queen d2 is good here. I want to take on the f2 or I want to take on b2 to get a rook for mating ideas. I was thinking about going bishop takes d5 here actually. I think I'll go for that. Just take here with the bishop, get safe, and if he doesn't take, rook takes f2. Looks good. Okay, but I need to find the best move here. Okay, so bishop pawn here and king here seems fine, so that's not an issue. That's always good to know. And then we can start to think about how to checkmate here. So queen takes, bishop 4, king takes, seems safe for him. So maybe it's knight d4, f3. Now let's try this. The knight f3 is huge, but he might be able to go pawn f7 and king h7, rook here, to put some defense on the h file. And then I'm not so sure how it's standing, but still feel like knight f3 is going to be a really important threat. Okay, so he has defended. Basically, I'll need the knight. I'll need this knight, but he's not going to give it to me. So I'll go after g3. Pawn here, still king h8. As long as he doesn't have a rook in hand, it's fine. And now I can take this one. It's important that the knight is covering these light squares. So if he takes, I can just sack the queen and take here, and these squares are covered. So the king has to go back to the h file. And maybe even bishop f4 is also good. Or better, I don't know. But it's just important this knight is doing a really good job. I think bishop f4 is the way to go. So I think he's going to go king h1. Yes. And now queen takes. Just rook takes is safe. So I have to go pawn h2. And this creates the mating threat of takes, and bishop f2 and rook g1 or e1. Yeah, indeed, the chess is the best game. At f7 is a bit annoying, but as long as he doesn't have rooks, I should be safe. So here, yeah, it's really tough to think about a move here for him. Okay, he goes check. So I'll block on g6. I want him to take, and then I move. Otherwise, he gets a knight on g6 with check, which is just going to lose. And now, if he takes on g3, for example, the game might continue. He's defending. Okay, so bishop f3, I guess. To go knight takes f3 if he takes it, so I think he's going to block. Yeah, he blocks with the pawn. Tough game. Okay, let's go bishop e3, queen g1, mating threat. But now I may have allowed takes. It's really hard, this. Now, yeah, this I thought I had bishop f4. Yeah, f8 queen could and knight f7 could be really annoying. You're right. Now the defense is gone. He put up a really good defense. The problem with your f8 and knight f7 idea is that it takes time, and when you're therefore I was just trying to find a way to checkmate him in a couple of moves. Every move I made was a checkmating threat. Next move, or at least it was the idea. He needed to keep him on the defense. Alright, CAW. Played a lot of games against him, as you can see. Let's play like this. Don't know if he knows. He knows this. The idea is if you take, then you get a queen trade, and you get a quick attack. Now I'll just attack the knight, I guess. If you take here, if you take here, it's still queen trade, and then I take the knight. Okay, so he moves back. I think I'll just go away at pawn h4, harass the knight even further back. So if he goes passive like knight e2, I was going to go h3, but now h3 still seems like a good move. Let's try it. Again, if you take here, take the knight to a check. Now I was thinking queen h4 is interesting. I'll go queen h4, I think. Yeah. If takes, there's queen, queen e4. And also bishop takes h5 first, maybe. So let's see, queen e4 blocks, takes h1. Yeah, that looks good. But also bishop takes e5 looks good. Bishop takes h5, I mean. But let's go with this. Maybe king d2. Well, that would be a bold move, but... king d2 is nothing. I'll just take this one. Okay, seeing ghost there. Okay, I'll take the rook. I should not allow knight f6, so I think I have to take here as well. Now I'm guessing knight at g2 takes e3. Queen takes f7. Might be good, so I'll go rook d7 to be safe. Better be safe than sorry here. Okay, let's trade. Let's pre-move this. Okay, he doesn't play it. Queen takes f7 and knight at g5, for example. Don't flag, yeah, good suggestion. Bishop at g1 probably is good here. Yeah, he sees it. I have to move. I have to develop still. I'll give up the queen. Let's get some sort of weird attack maybe with h4. Let's go bishop c6. I cannot even castle. I have to take e5, I guess. He's crushing me. But he's running out of time. As am I, but I'm just a bit quicker. I think he didn't realize how low he was, because he's way quicker usually than this. Alright guys, I'm going to play one more game. I'm almost falling asleep. Had a long day. So I'll play one more game. Alright, River Horse. This will be the last one then. Okay. Let's play an e4, e5 as the last one. Let's see if he wants to sack. He might want to sack. He plays knight g5. Let's go queen e8 here to cover f7. And now cover c6. Really passive, but queen h5, nice move. Creative attacking here. I think I missed bishop takes g5, really easy. But alright, we'll go on. I guess why would a 1700 berserk me? I guess, yeah. Why not? Why not give it a try? Bishop takes f7 would have really crushed me, by the way. Or at least gave him a very strong attack. Now that I get bishop at g6 in, I should be alright. Let's go knight e6 actually, to go knight f4. Or just sack this. Put the rook on g6 to cover, or g8 to cover g6. Harass this one. Okay, let's take. Oh, I just lost my queen. Looks like I'm going to lose the last one. Just getting tired. And well played by my opponent. That's of course doesn't do, and let's not make his how do you call it? Let's not sell his game short. He played a good game. He's refusing to mate me. Okay, there we go. Okay guys, I'm going to leave it here. Cold last game. Bit sad to lose the last one, but alright. Probably going to win the tournament. We'll see. Maybe Cuban gets 30 points in half an hour. We'll see about it. Okay, I noticed Helm's Knight was streaming, so I'll leave you in her capable hands, probably playing some bug house. Have fun there. Oh, it's not working, I guess. Alright, now, well, I'll try one more time. Alright, it's not working. Okay, so, well, you can go wherever you want then. I'll see you next time.